cleaning some greens for dinner, but I got to get this out before I forget. Many of you so-called Hebrew Israelite sisters in name only and not deeds, if you're not careful, the Samaritan woman who spoke with his majesty at the well will get into the kingdom way before many of you rebellious ass sisters. I can imagine if his majesty was here today and he saw one of y'all drawing some water and he said, give me a drink. Many of you damn rebellious ass women would cuss him out. Who you think you is asking me for a drink that I should serve you? Your attitudes is terrible. Then you got the nerve to speak about love and you don't even know what the hell love is. Love is written down by the beloved disciple in 1 John chapter 5, verse 3. It said, for this is the love of Yah, that we keep his commandments. And this is the part you don't get, that his commandments ain't grievous to you. I can tell by the way you talk and the way you act to his branches that his commandments of humbling yourselves is grievous to most of you women. And that's a damn shame. You want to walk around here with your head all tied up, just like Jezebel. Jezebel had her head tied up too, and she tried to look righteous. But King Yahoo says, throw that bitch down from the tower. And he rolled over that bitch with his chariot wheels. And that was a good thing. It pleased Yahuwah that he rolled over, busted her ass up. And then Yahuwah commanded the dogs to eat her flesh, so that her flesh would be like shit upon the earth. I'm talking to you plainly. Scripture said dung is shit. That's how much the Jezebel and that witchcraft spirit is hated. And you just don't get it. Speaking, I'm having a conversation with the brethren on a post. That's the congregation of Hebrew men. And you women love to jump in there and insert your damn 2 cents. And you don't understand just how rebellious that shit is. Then when somebody corrects you, in good measure, you got something to say continually. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's outrageous. His Majesty used a parable. He said plainly. He said, when an evil spirit or an unclean spirit is cast out of a man, y'all remember this parable. He said it goes about and walks about in dry places. You remember. And he said, seeing that, he goes and gathers 7 more spirits more evil than him because he got cast out. He's talking about when he was in the earth, and he's talking about Israel when he was in the earth. And he said when he goes back and finds his house garnished and swept, the last state of the man was worse than the first. See? And he said, so shall it be with this wicked generation. Now, the word himself, Yahuwah, his majesty, condemned the generation 2,000 years ago. When he was in the midst of us as Israel, he said, so shall it be with this evil generation. Now, here it is 2,000 years later, and you calling yourself kings and queens, and y'all think we better off? No, we're way worse off. You're sadly mistaken. Things are 10 times worse than it was in his majesty's day. Evil spirits sit in most of you women because you're uncovered, and a lot of these rebellious ass men too. Same thing. You got a lot of these brothers out here teaching when they shouldn't be. Ain't nothing but camp doctrine. Dry bones making a lot of noise, but it was no breath in them, like Ezekiel chapter 37 verses 7 and 8 said. They made a lot of noise, didn't they? This bone came to that bone. But guess what he said? But Ezekiel made an observation. He said, but there was no breath in them. That means the breath of life, the spirit of truth. And I can see camp doctrine from a mile away. And then you correct these brothers. And see, people, y'all don't understand that when you correct someone, see that beep right there was that Jezebel. See, it's still running her mouth. Got something to say. When you correct someone, y'all got to realize that's done out of love. I ain't got to waste my time opening my mouth and to post something. That takes time and energy. So for someone to open their mouth to you and correct you, that's love. You don't even understand what love is. But because you want to see things the way you want to see them, cleaning some greens. Because you want to see things the way you want to see them, and you want to be right all the time, that's where you err. And you women are worse than, it's amazing. You black women in this day, that's why Yahuwah used your rebellion to describe the spirit of Mystery Babylon in Revelation chapter 7 as a black woman sitting propped up talking about I'm a queen and I ain't gonna see no sorrow. A rebellious, haughty, proud woman. And you should see it because black women, so-called black women, are the only ones that like calling themselves queen. You don't see white women, Oriental women, or Gentiles doing that. Only you proud, haughty, rebellious sisters. And that's why it's written. He said, as for my people, children are their oppressors. Yeah, your children oppressing you and women rule over them. And a lot of you brothers who allow these bitches to jump up on these posts to start running their mouth and getting haughty and disrespectful, you need to put that spirit in check. The son himself said he hate that. He said, because this, when he spoke to one of the churches in Revelations, chapter 2, he said, but this I have against you, because you allow that woman Jezebel to teach and to open her mouth and get to talking. Better start checking them. Better start checking them. Yeah. Keep in mind, that woman at the well, she didn't know who Yahuwah Shua was when he said, give me some to drink. She didn't have nothing. You know, before he started telling her all about her life, before he began to prophesy to her, she was obedient. And she was humble. And even after that, when she found out, in her eyes, he was a prophet, what did she do? She ran and told the men in the village. She didn't try to talk back at them and try to teach them. And the disciples, they didn't say nothing. When they saw him speaking to the Samaritan woman, it was done for our edification in this day and for these purposes. Yeah, that Samaritan woman will see the kingdom before many of you so-called Hebrew Israelite women with these fancy names, and you got your face all painted up like Jezebel, and you got a whole lot of shit to say, and you're trying to teach men. The same wicked spirit that Elijah rose up against in King Yahu when Yahuwah appointed him the king. He destroyed that Jezebel spirit. So you better beware. It's amazing to me. As long as somebody preaching something that you're in agreement with, you ain't got no problem. But when somebody preached the truth, and it's always been that way, the real prophets have always been few and far in between and despised. And people always gnawed and backbited on them and was talking behind their back. That ain't nothing new. Nothing new. And you don't get it. But it doesn't surprise me because the scriptures tell you that it was going to be like this in these last days. So I just wanted to say that while I clean these collards. You know, I'm in a pretty good mood today. You know, and I'm thankful unto Yahuwah for it, because I'm going to tell you, all this wickedness can get the soul down. And even as last night, you know, I have people in my family that I love greatly that is very sick. I don't speak about those things because those are private spiritual battles. And, you know, seeing all the overt lies on television, you can't even trust the media no more. I mean, it was always a lying machine, but the things that come forth, if you know better, it provokes your soul. See, when you have the true spirit of truth, the very things that Yahuwah loves, you will love. And the things he hates, you will hate. And, you know, I be honest with you, even as a child, I was a loner. And I have no problem being a loner in these last days. So with that, I just wanted to say that, you know, there's a lot of you brothers who get your doctrine from them camps, and you can't take correction, and it's sad. You know, you making a lot of noise. Like James Brown said, talking loud and saying nothing. You know, you got some truth in it, but so does Satan. When Satan spoke, there was some truth in what he said, but the lie you can't discern. Then when one of your brethren comes to you out of love to correct you, what does it say? Speak not into the ears of fools, for they will despise the wisdom of your words, and you've shown just that. A fool hates wisdom and instruction. So, you know, there's a little bit more for you. And with that, I'm going to end the video.